A wonderful lady online, Teresa, Tsummerlee. She made a point that I had to kind of look into because I have a lot of different types of clay, a lot of different brands of clay, and basically, like she says, I mean, on the packaging, wouldn't manufacturers say, hey, you know, don't do this, don't do that, it's bad for your health, we should know, we're the manufacturers. And I'm just going to give you an idea. This is kind of an older bar of Primo Polymer Clay by Sculpey. Polyform is the name of the company that makes the Sculpey brand, and Primo is just a upgraded brand of clay from the Sculpey. What I mean by that is I prefer it, a lot of other artists prefer it, it's supposed to be more durable, it is more expensive. So let's take a look at what its packaging says. It just says firm, smooth texture, artist color palette, great for color mixing, non-crumbling, easy to knead, bakes in your oven, extremely durable. Okay, so I thought, let me look around the package and see if there are any warnings. It just says non-toxic, so that would tell me, well, it's not toxic. If I drop a raw piece on the floor and my cat or my dog end up eating it, it's not toxic. I do know, however, if you burn it, it does give off fumes that are kind of nasty, and they will make you lightheaded and sick. They did me. And I did use an oven. I have a rotisserie oven that I only use outside because as soon as I turn it on and it heats up, I smell that old burnt smell from the polymer clay that's like somehow or another it's transferred to the inside of this oven now permanently, and every time I turn it on, I don't even have to have clay in it, I could smell that smell. It smells horrible, it makes me a little nauseated, and I get lightheaded. So obvious for those reasons, anybody can tell you, you might not want to use your home oven in case you burn it, because you definitely don't want to burn it. And that I know for a fact. But basic instructions says knead until soft and smooth, shape into desired form, bake in home oven at 130 Celsius or 275 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes per 6 millimeters, which is 1/4 of an inch thickness. Use an oven thermometer and timer to ensure that your creation is not overheated. Use good ventilation. That is, of course, in case, you know, for fumes, I would imagine. And do not use in microwave ovens. Supervise children during baking, and do not place uncured clay on furniture and wash after use. Okay, yeah, some of this stuff has a tendency to take off the finishes on furniture, polish, wax, things of that nature. Anybody who uses clay to make jewelry knows that future floor finish is a wax, and you can put it on to polish up your clay beads. So the same would hold true for any kind of a wax or finish on certain surfaces in furniture. It might be that the polymers in raw clay would help soak up, or even the opposite, the polymers would seep into the finish. So I can imagine where common sense would tell you that. But nowhere on this manufacturer's instructions or what have you does it say, it says use in your home oven, so why not? It doesn't say be careful, you know, not to burn the clay, although obviously do not overheat means, okay, you don't want to burn it, because that's what happens when you overheat it. That's that Primo. I have another brand Primo, the 2-ounce bars. This is, again, the older packaging. They have newer packaging now, Primo these days. I don't happen to have one of those handy. There's new colors out and new packaging. But anyways, I mean, non-crumbling clay, easy to knead, oven-baked clay. And it says firm, smooth texture, artist colors palette, great for color mixing. Hardens in oven at 130 Celsius, 275 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. So basically the same instructions that are on the larger 1-pound bar of Primo. Bake at 130 degrees Celsius, 275 Fahrenheit for U.S. consumers. I could see where Teresa's probably saying, because she sent me a message, that she wondered if each state or country issues rules on package warnings. And she says she bets they do. So maybe in your state or country, if you're different, I'm in Miami, Florida, Maybe yours says something different, but in mine, it just is for U.S. consumers. I would imagine that's all of the United States, and it would be different in different countries because different countries would have to mandate what they consider toxic or non-toxic. And it just says, again, do not. And it says this in big capital letters, and all of us on internet land know if it's in big caps, they're yelling at you, basically. So they're making it a point. They're trying to make it a point that do not overbake and do not use in the microwave oven. However, Gary Sims, who is a friend of mine online, he is from Singapore and he works with kids, and he actually has a tutorial on his website where he actually bakes the clay using like a cup of water or something in the microwave. Hey, he's trying it. He hasn't died yet from it. Who knows what'll happen later on? Hopefully nothing. Gary's a nice guy. But anyways, getting back to what I was saying about this, it says all baking should be done by an adult and do not place uncured clay on furniture. So once again, they're warning you about not putting it on the furniture, do not burn it or overheat it, and do not use it in your microwave oven. But it doesn't say not to use your home oven. It doesn't say not to use utensils that you use with it afterwards. Okay, so that's 2 for 2 towards Teresa on her point that she was making. Now, this is Sculpey Bake and Bend clay, but it's a different type of clay, and since I had it, I just wanted to go over. And again, here, very, very big letters, also all caps. They want to make a point. Non-toxic. It just says that bake at 130 degrees Celsius or 285 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes per 6 millimeters, which is the same 1/4 of an inch thickness. And it says do, and not is all caps, over bake. And use good ventilation. Okay, I noticed that on other packs where I didn't notice that on the Primo where it said use good ventilation. But hey, you're working with something, there's chemicals in it, that's common sense. Use good ventilation, and again, do not. Again, not is in all caps. Use in your microwave oven. Supervise children during baking. Contains pigments that may stain fabric and some surfaces. Do not place uncured clay on furniture, and visit us at Sculpey.com. Okay, so again, it doesn't say not to use your home oven or utensils that you use with it later on for food. This is glow-in-the-dark clay. Wanted to see if maybe it was something different, something within the glow-in-the-dark stuff, something that would maybe say, hey, this stuff will kill you if you bake it, you know? Don't use it with food or you're going to die. I don't see that at all whatsoever. I don't even see the non-toxic, though. It might be under, well, under the price tag. It does say non-toxic. There's a little black symbol right there under the sticker. So that tells me, you know, hey, I'm a consumer. What should I worry about this stuff for? Especially putting it with food, on food, baking a cake and making a figurine and putting it on the cake. You know, why would I think this would bother anything? Or making a figurine and sticking it down in my fish tank and letting my fish enjoy it. It's non-toxic, right? It says contents, PVC and plasticizer, phthalic esters. Craft products. Supervise children during baking. Do not harden in microwave oven. Do not inhale fumes. None of this is capitalized or all caps, by the way. Do not inhale fumes during baking. Okay, don't breathe while you're cooking it. Wash hands after use. Overheating polymer clays will result in blackening and release of irritating gases, including hydrogen chloride. Use an oven thermometer and timer to assure that your creation is not overheated. Do not Primo Sculpey on fine furniture. Okay, here we go, Teresa. This is the glow-in-the-dark clay, and it says a lot more on the side of it than any of the others that I've just gone through. And it's particularly saying that overheating polymer clays will result in blackening and will then release irritating gases, including hydrogen chloride. Okay, yeah, I don't want to breathe that in. So by all means, this particular brand of clay warns against that, where the others have not. And I can tell you, it says don't burn it. But again, it doesn't say don't cook in your home oven. It just says hardens in oven And it does not say to not use it with utensils that you've used with clay ever again afterwards for food. Okay? Now, this is the Sculpey 3 brand. Again, in a polyform. Now, in all caps, it says do not, and then says microwave. Baking should be completed by an adult. Clay may stain. Do not use on unprotected furniture or finished surfaces. That's in bold. And basically, that's all it says, but it still has the ACMI AP approval. 130 Celsius, 275 Fahrenheit, 15 minutes per 6 millimeters, which is a 1/4 inch. Don't use in your home oven, and it doesn't say not to use, particularly the tools you use with it, again, for food items. And this is Fimo Effects. It's got glitters in it. I hope you can see that. I hope my HD picks that up. And it's a modeling material, okay, oven hardening, 110 Celsius, 230 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. Doesn't say for thickness or what have you. This is for 30 minutes. This is a glitter blue color. And I'm going to read in English because this is from Neumarkt, Germany. And like I said, in another country, things might be a little different. And there is German first before English. But it says, caution, read the instructions before use. Follow them and keep them for reference. Again, it doesn't say home oven, not home oven, tools or no tools. Moving right along. I got 2 of these Sculpey. These are both Sculpey original. We have the old packaging and the new packaging. The new packaging is this prettier purple color, while the old packaging is white and whatever, has this funky looking stuff on the front. It just says oven baked clay. Caution. Many modeling clays contain ingredients that may stain or damage finished surfaces. Do not place unbaked clay on furniture, flooring, carpeting, or fabric protected finished surfaces by using unbaked polyform clay products on a glass or metal surface, or use disposable foil or wax paper beneath your work. Okay. Do not use microwave oven. Do not exceed above temperatures or recommended baking time. Children using clay should be supervised at all times. All baking should be done by an adult. This pottery or dishes made with Sculpey should be used for decorative purposes only, not with food, beverages, or smoking materials. Well, that's understandable. Okay, so it's telling you not to use the clay with stuff you would eat, but not saying, again, anything about materials that you use with the clay to make the clay, to shape the clay. Sculpey remains soft and pliable when stored in a cool place, not intended for production bake in a commercial application in ordinary home equipment. Paint and brush not included. It's not telling you not to use your home oven. It's showing a home oven. I don't know if you guys can let me see if you can see this here. It's showing a home oven, okay? Home oven. Shape it, oven bake it, paint it, non-toxic, once again. And that AP rating again, okay? That conforms to the STMD 4236. It's lead-free. Okay, so there we go with the old box, and with the newer box, it looks basically the same thing. Important, please be aware, many modeling clays contain ingredients that may stain or damage finished surfaces. Do not place unbaked clay on furniture, flooring, carpeting, or fabric. Protect finished surfaces by using unbaked polyform clay products on a glass or metal surface, or use disposable foil or wax paper beneath your work. And as far as the instructions, everything looks to be the same. You know, you would think if it's bad to cook in your oven, the adult supervision is to obviously make sure you don't burn it. So, same instructions as the old box with the new box. Now, this is some clay. They no longer make this. They stopped making this. This was the Donna Dewberry Studio line of Sculpey, and I probably got the last 2 clays in the whole world, the last 2 packages. Okay? So don't say, hey, where'd you get that? I've never seen it before, because you know what? You won't see it again. But it does say it's oven-baked clay. They both have that little oven-baked clay. And on the side of the package, they have like a little hand there, and it says 8+. Okay, I got it. Let me look at the product to see if there's any kind of warnings on this. You know, it's also made in the USA. Condition clay until soft. Bake at 130 degrees Celsius, 275 Fahrenheit for U.S. customers for 30 minutes. Detailed instructions with hints and tips included inside. Basic instructions. To condition clay, knead until soft and smooth. Do not use clay on unprotected surfaces or unprotected furniture or finished surfaces. Bake on an oven-proof glass or metal surface at 130 degrees Celsius, 275 Fahrenheit for U.S. customers for 30 minutes. Do not microwave. Do not overbake. Baking should be completed by an adult. Wash hands after use. And then the rest of it is in another language. And that's it. Okay? It was the same thing that was on the outside of the package. No warnings against using your home oven, and no warnings against utensils. Now this is a brand, some doll artists might be using this. This is Jack Johnston's Pro Sculpt Clay. I used to make one-of-a-kind babies, sculpted babies. So I have baby, fairy, I even have chocolate African color, baby, whatever, clay colors, okay? And basically everything's the same, so I just brought out one of the newer packs, and I wanted to show you what it might say, because this is a private artist himself that he supposedly made this kind of clay for making dolls, and you know, I'm sure he doesn't want to get sued or have a problem, and he's been doing dolls for years, so if there's going to be something, I was thinking it'd be on his. It says, Pro Sculpt is a craft product. It is not a toy. For best results, knead the clay until it is soft and smooth. Then sculpt the clay into the desired form. You may bake the clay in a household oven at 275 degrees Fahrenheit, 130 degrees Celsius for 10 to 15 minutes per quarter of an inch. It says Pro Sculpt is made of PVC and plasticizer, phthalic esters. Wash your hands before and after use. Do not inhale the fumes during baking. Overheating polymer clays will result in blackening and release of irritating gases, including hydrogen chloride. Use an oven thermometer and timer to assure that your sculpture is not overheated, and do not use a microwave oven, and do not place uncured clay on fine furniture. Pro Sculpt was made specifically for making art dolls. However, it may be used for any craft or sculpted object. So, it's also the Arts and Creative Materials Institute certified. So there you have it. As far as I'm concerned, this one and the glow-in-the-dark clays are the only one that actually warn. They don't really warn against, but they more go into detail about the carcinogens or the pathogens and the plasticizers and the you know, the hydrogen chloride. But still, doesn't say don't use your home oven, and it doesn't say don't use, you know, materials that you use to bake or play or sculpt the clay then with food. But with that being said, you're an individual. You're a smart individual. You don't want to go ahead just because Teresa or I say, hey, well, they don't warn against it. And, you know, not at least try and be proactively concerned about safety. You want to be safe. You don't want to die a young age from things that you should have known that they didn't tell you, but they should have told you. Use common sense in any art project that you're using with any materials that you use. I also know that once this stuff is baked, if you do decide to carve it or shave it or sand it, you want to wear a protective material around your mouth and your face so that you don't breathe in any kind of dust from it. I mean, it doesn't maybe say that anywhere on the packaging, but it makes sense to me to do that just to save yourself the trouble from finding out the hard way down the road that's something that you came to love, that became a long-time hobby and a craft for you, that, you know, you had to die from it. Don't flame Tsummerlee for, she's not telling you to go out there and just, oh, go ahead, use your oven if you can't afford a new one or afford a toaster oven, or if you want to cook something big. She's just telling you what she does. Seems to work for her. She doesn't seem to have a problem with it, but that does not mean that go ahead and do what she does. But the packages don't warn against it. I would go and ask the manufacturers themselves. Go to their websites. I'm going to leave their links in the down bar where the description is. And hey, if you have any feedback on anything that you've seen here or this particular subject, because I am going to be posting it on my own channel. I've been doing polymer clay for 31 years, and yeah, where did it start? Who said we got to do this? It's got to be law. I want to thank you for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe for more videos.